guys, welcome back to this place, and if you are new, welcome here for the very first time. I am Carmen. This little orange dot is River. Sammy might jump up in 2 seconds. We'll see. And today we are watching For All Mankind Season 1 episode... Season 2 episode 9. We are almost done with Season 2. This is the penultimate episode of the season. And we kind of had a lot of drama at the end of the last episode with, the United States Marine people deciding to shoot the USSR people, killing one of them, wounding and setting one on fire. I mean, they both went on fire, but one is dead. And all because they were reaching for a translation slip. So obviously they thought they were reaching for weapons, but if you want to know my thoughts about that, just watch the last episode. I am nervous about where we're going to go after that ending. So you guys know what else happened if you watched previously. So let's just get into this episode and find out what dramatic thing could unfold before us now.
This isn't good.
No.
Wars have started over a lot less. World War I started with a gunshot and killed 20 million people.
Well, if this turns into World War III, 20 million is going to seem like a car accident.
It's so bad. It's so bad. And you guys heard, she said, or he said, one of them said, we perceived hostile intent. There the fuck it is.
You good, Trace?
Yeah.
He's from the military, right? Navy, I think. So he's been in situations before, whereas for her, she was a civilian going into this.
How do you make it stop?
Oh, I don't know.
Scared of time.
I was gonna say, I don't know that anything does, except for just... you keep living your life,
We have reliable intelligence that the next American Sea Dragon rocket plans to deliver nuclear weapons to the moon. We will not allow this.
Wait, how do they know that?
Attempts to do so. It will be destroyed.
Oh,
Just how the hell do they intend to do that? Shoot Sea Dragon down during the launch?
I
right.
don't think they have the able to pull that off.
But how did...
If they break our commsec, they could veer it off course, sending it crashing into the ocean.
How did they know? I guess maybe they just assume.
A recon satellite just detected a launch from Sakhalin Island.
The missile?
No, it's their shuttle, Baran.
Oh, I'm sure
Guess
it's
the Soviets either fixed the problem
taking-
or waited for warmer weather.
weapons to them.
CIA says it's armed.
Yeah. Well, wouldn't it be after
Armed?
this?
To the teeth.
Now, they could have already had weapons on it, and Margot is feeling very conflicted because she helped this launch happen, which could cost lives, but she's not a psychic.
Baran separated from Mir.
Okay.
They're picking up substantial delta V in
Okay.
the TLI window.
What's it doing?
They're headed for the moon.
Okay.
Baran could shoot down Sea Dragon before it enters lunar orbit.
Jesus. The Russians are blockading the moon.
Well, you kind of started it, to be fair.
Look who's got a new pair of spectacles. Told you what happened to you two.
Get your ass now.
It's just one of the many wonderful experiences you're gonna enjoy in your golden years. Hair loss, kidney stones, colostomy bags.
You done that?
He's great.
Do they really think we're sending nukes up there?
It's a time.
Well, you just shot two Russian people for no reason on the moon. So,
What I do know is that they've moved your launch date up to the day after tomorrow.
Holy shit.
General Bradford will brief you on the details.
so he's still in charge.
Godspeed, Ed.
The day after tomorrow.
Be safe up there.
Yeah, God. This makes me very nervous for Ed. This makes me very stressed for him.
Look, I realize this isn't what either of you came to NASA to do. If you choose to drop out, I won't hold it against you.
I'm not gonna let you two face the Soviets with a subpar Nerva technician. Just one thing, Ed. What the Russians are saying about nuclear weapons aboard Sea Dragon 17. Are there?
I honestly don't know.
What should I tell him?
That his injured cosmonaut remains unconscious, and I will consult my superiors concerning his request.
That's all. You sure?
Russians understand deferring to chain of command. It'll buy us time. Be polite. But not too polite.
Also, I realized I said earlier they killed two. They killed one, injured that one.
This is the first doctor who said he can help me.
Not true.
No,
The others
no. The others said they could slow it down, not stop it. This guy is...
is telling you exactly what you want to hear.
Okay, Wayne, did you read the case histories?
He wants...
92% of his patients recover their sight after just 3 treatments.
Molly, those are all anecdotal, okay? He doesn't provide any supporting research, no clinical trials, no peer-reviewed analysis by certified specialists.
Because the medical establishment is opposed to what he's doing.
And why do you suppose that is?
Because they don't want the competition, because all they think about is money.
As opposed to this guy who wants 10 grand up front and 15 after that and whatever the hell.
Wait, this is my first ray of hope. You are not gonna piss all over it.
Molly, this guy is a charlatan.
You don't know that!
I do. My father...
Your father was part of the medical establishment.
Okay, just stop and listen to me for one moment, please, all right?
She's
Look,
desperate.
I know you're scared, but if you go down to this guy's clip joint in Juarez...
It's not Juarez. It's Guadalajara, okay? It's not some sleazy border town. It's a state-of-the-art medical facility. Did you look at the pictures?
I don't give a damn about the pictures, Molly!
Oh, God.
They want to stick needles in your eyes, okay? Who knows what shit they put in there? You could go blind right then, or get an infection, or even die. I'm sorry, but it's just too risky.
He's making points.
I don't know, Wayne. All I know is I gotta fly. Okay? And if I don't, then... I don't know. I don't know.
She's scared. These sort of people prey on desperate people. So I just hope that Wayne's not right. I have a feeling he might be.
Pathfinder's launch got moved up. Day after tomorrow. I'm on my way to Ellington now, but I don't want to leave without seeing you both.
That's so rad. Why'd they move it up?
Well, that's classified.
Wait, it's not something to do with Panama, is it? Are you gonna use the Pathfinder against the Soviet fleet?
Kelly, he just said he can't tell you.
Okay, she's acting because
be okay?
of the whole cheating, I'm
No,
sure.
he can't promise you that. He can't. You want to be in the Navy, Kelly? This is part of the gig. Sometimes you get deployed without any warning. And the one thing you can never do is promise the people you leave behind that you're going to be okay. Because they will hang on to that promise like it's a lifeline. And it's not real, right, Ed?
Look, she's right. I can't promise that nothing's gonna happen, but I feel very confident. Any luck, I'll be back the week after you start school.
I just hope nothing happens to him, okay?
I love you, Dad.
I love you too, kiddo. More than you'll ever know.
I mean, I know that she has, like, trauma with him leaving, but also I think she has guilt because of what she did.
We made a pact, remember?
Yeah, I know.
We made a pact, you and me. We don't keep any secrets from each other anymore.
Well...
I'd never go out on some mission without knowing what was really going on back home. So
I know.
No, you need to tell me the truth. We wouldn't keep
and
any
I
more
know, but-
secrets. Just tell me, Karen.
Oh.
I slept with someone.
Yeah. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit.
You what?
I did. And I wasn't drunk or crazy or didn't know what I was doing. It was a decision that I made.
Well, yeah. Why? Can you fucking explain?
Who?
Ooh.
It doesn't matter who.
The hell it doesn't. Who?
It was a one-time
Who?
thing. It's not gonna happen again, Ed, okay?
This is your way of asking for a divorce?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't.
If you want to stay in our marriage?
I don't. I really, really don't anymore. I think that we need counseling.
Okay, well, don't fucking sleep with somebody. Ask for counseling.
You want up or down, in or out, yes or no?
Okay, but I think in this case, that's fair.
I live in the gray, Ed, where everything is complicated and nothing is simple.
Okay, but it's simple to not cheat on your husband and to give him an answer on whether or not you want your marriage to continue. Like, I fully agree that life is the gray area, but there are some things that are black and white, yes or no, in or out, you know? So I feel like that was kind of an unfair... Like, I think it's valid for him to say, do you want to fight for our marriage? Do you want to save it? And she's saying, I don't know. I think it's valid for him to say, no, you need to know. No? Right? I don't know. Oh, don't do something stupid and retaliatory. She hurt you doesn't mean that you have to hurt her back, you know? Well, he did it. Well, he's about to.
Just going through a rough spot.
I don't want to know.
She's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
But he cares.
Jesus Christ.
What? You can't get mad at somebody. People are allowed to say no at any point, and you respect that as a fucking person.
I'm sorry.
Little advice. Make up your mind before you buy somebody a drink and turn on the charm.
Oh my God. One whole drink. Again, people are allowed to decide at any point that they are out. And as a human, if you're a good one, you respect that. Like, he doesn't owe you sex because he bought you a drink and charmed you. Just saying.
Keep your medical base sealed off. It's routine for a non-ambulatory patient, and the room can double as a hyperbaric chamber.
Does not seem to have helped the cosmonaut you shot.
It was a mistake.
It was an unprovoked act of aggression. You should be charged and tried before an international court.
All of you. For the moment, let's keep this to the medical issues.
I think he has reason to be upset. And I think she feels very guilty already. But also, I think that she should feel guilty.
We have a green light. Standing by for Sea Dragon launch.
Let's light him up. It's all you, Sally.
It is Sally. Sally Ride. Okay, that's what I wondered, but I didn't want to say something stupid earlier when I saw it said S Ride on her thing.
They're taking him home.
Not while I command Jamestown.
I will protest to my government.
Feel free to do so.
They're trying to save his life, though. Like, if he would die in transport.
As far as I can go, I won't watch you do this.
Oh, shit.
Free at last. Any idea what a burden you've been all these years?
You don't mean that at all.
Tiptoeing around your phobias.
You want to talk about fears, Molly? This right here is cowardice.
This cowardice?
Yes.
Oh, man, I have clung to the back of rockets. I've been to the moon more times than I can count. You can barely watch it on the TV, but I'm the coward.
No. Don't do that. My wheelchair-bound mother in assisted living has more guts than you do.
Then go live with her.
Why is everyone fighting? They were angry. They said things they didn't mean.
I wish to defect to United States.
What? What? But they just shot you.
Any word?
Hey, he's back. Besties. Just kidding. But that would be fun.
But we're not going to kill today. That's all it takes. Knowing that we're not going to kill today.
That's from Star Trek, isn't it?
Taste of Armageddon. Season 1, Episode 23. First aired February 23rd, 1967.
Hardcore.
I love all the Trekkie love in this show. My little Trekkie heart is so happy. Also, I'm an original series girly. Although, to be fair, I haven't seen a few of the later series.
Soyuz has launched. Our cosmonauts look forward to meeting the Apollo crew in space.
Thank you.
Apollo 75, this is Houston. We got some good news for you.
Hear you loud and clear, Houston.
I'm excited, but also nervous. Is his stuff gone?
Wait.
Oh, he really did. He said he wouldn't be there.
Hope you got a thing for old blind ladies.
Are you kidding? White canes and dark glasses turn me on.
They're my favorite couple. I love them.
People crave drama more than truth. Give the public a villain and a hero to vanquish them, they'll vote for the hero every time. And Ellen Wilson?
He's not wrong.
She's a genuine hero if there ever was one. I mean, hell, she's the girl who caught the tank. Congress? It's just the first step. She could be the first woman president, for Christ's sake.
Did he really mean what he said? About...
Yeah.
It sounds crazy. I know, right? But he's the man that could put her there.
In the White
Says
House?
she's the perfect candidate.
Or in
Well,
Congress?
For me.
Oh, Pam, that's not...
It's true, and you know it.
Dear Ellen.
Oh no.
I'm sorry.
You're not writing a letter.
You deserve to hear this from me in person, but I don't have the courage for that.
Why?
You and I owe each other the truth. And the truth is, I still love Elise.
That's not the truth.
She and I shared a life together. A life I turned away from because seeing you brought back a rush of old and wonderful feelings.
She's lying.
And my heart still belongs to her. I hope you understand. Love, Pam.
She's doing it so that
I heard something.
Ellen can...
Oh, God, I'm so sorry,
It's
Ellen.
not the truth.
I don't understand.
It's a lie. She wants you to get everything you want. And she thinks she's standing in the way of...
understand.
God.
Before I left you.
How long have you been behind the curtain?
Right? How long has he been waiting to do this?
Now I've been so lonely. Since I've been
Oh, you went for the high note. Okay.
and girl, I tried and I know I can't make it alone. It's such a long way to go. I just can't make it alone. And there's something in my soul.
They're cute. I think if... Okay, good. I was like, if she decides that she wants to be with Gordo, I think she owes it to her fiance/husband to... I mean, who knows what they're gonna go do out there. But I just think she owes it to...
I think I'm about to.
I knew he was gonna say that. I just think she owes it to Sam to be honest, you know, before. Like, I don't condone all the cheating that keeps happening in this show. Oh, what's that? Who's that?
What the hell
Who's
is
that?
he doing out there?
Who is it? Who the fuck is it? Oh! You're not gonna be able to open that with the fucking vacuum. Is that guy getting left behind? Oh, they're taking over their base? Oh. Shit. So that ending was not at all what I was expecting. I knew that stuff was going to escalate. I thought that it would escalate in the next episode with, like, whatever's going on with Apollo Soyuz, and then the Pathfinder and whatever, I can't remember the name, Burin, something like that, of the USSR ship. Like, I thought all of that stuff was going to come together in the next episode, and then season ended. But they actually just went ahead and were like, nah, this cliffhanger, which honestly kind of terrifies me for what's going to happen in the next episode. I am taking what happened to mean that Russia is taking over Jamestown. Now, doesn't make sense. I was going to say, could the guy who defected have been like a spy? But I don't think they would have let him communicate with anybody else. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe that doesn't make sense. But, like, I guess my thinking was, why was the glass thin enough that 3 bullets could penetrate it and cause all of that in space? But I guess when they were building this base, they didn't foresee weaponry. Although, I mean, they've kind of been talking about using Jamestown as a military outpost since its inception, so I feel like they should have, but I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, it's just, it seems, I think just in space, anything that is between you and just fucking obliteration in space is gonna be like this much, you know, because it's fucking dangerous to be in space. And yeah, I don't even know. I don't even know what to think of the end of this. I just am shocked, and I'm interested to see how it plays out. Are the Americans that are at Jamestown base now hostages of the USSR, of the Soviets? Are they taking over the base? Because there was quite a few of them, and they had weapons. So did that one ship bring them weapons, or did they already have weapons? They just didn't happen to have them when Webster thought that they did. You know, I'm unclear. Yeah, I don't know, because it's, you can like, they've been playing a game of chicken this whole time, right? And you can I think either of them could have been the initiator, like, because they were kind of like I said, they were playing a game of chicken. They were just seeing like who was gonna jump first, and it happened to be the United States. I think that it easily could have been the Soviets. I think that inevitably shit was gonna hit the fan. it looks better for the Soviets that it was the United States that fucked up first. And then anything that they do can be seen publicly, you know, PR machinely, as just fighting back against what was done to them. So, I don't know. It's a whole mess. And it all goes back to the fucking hostile intent shit. And I'm not going to harp on it. I already harped on it too much in the last episode. But we all knew it was going to come to this, right? The minute that they introduced the idea of putting weapons on the moon, of Jamestown being a military outpost, of, you know, there being Marines up there. The minute that they introduced any of that, it was all gonna go plummeting downhill from there. And we're in the plummet. So that's not exactly surprising. I worry about our people, all the people at Jamestown, and particularly Gordo and Tracy, who we are probably the most attached to there. I also worry about Ed on Pathfinder, Danielle on Apollo Soyuz, because if this comes back before they meet, like, could Apollo Soyuz be a trap as well? Like, I don't know. And I'm worried for all my people that I care about that are trapped in the middle of all of this. I do like Gordo and Tracy. I thought that was really cute. It was fun. It was a bit of levity before they were like, actually. But I don't agree with cheating. And I just think that if she decides she wants to be with Gordo, that before she makes any move to be with Gordo, she needs to tell Sam. I don't have a problem with her deciding she wants to be with Gordo. I like him more than Sam. I know him more than Sam. I don't think that it's fair for her to not tell Sam before she does something, in my opinion. Speaking of cheating, I have an issue with the way that the conversation went from Karen's perspective, because she's saying, I don't know, she blew up their life, right? Like, she made a choice that blew up their life, essentially. And she's getting upset at Ed for reacting to that choice. And she's even telling him, like, I wasn't drunk, I wasn't whatever. Like, I willingly and knowingly made the choice to do this. I don't think it's an unfair question for Ed to then ask, are you in or out of this marriage? You know? Like, do you think that we're worth saving? Because she's saying, you know, we should go to counseling, which I don't think is a bad thing. I think maybe you should have introduced the idea of that before you slept with your your son's childhood best friend. But I digress. I think that, I don't know. I found it very frustrating, that conversation, because there was no accountability from Karen, except for being like, no, I made this choice. And then she shifts it to Ed, and he can't live in the gray area. And the gray area is, you know, everyone else lives there, but he's black and white, and that's an issue. Which, fine, if that's an issue that has been in your marriage, talk about it, you know? I think that I agree with her that, like, life is the gray area. Like, there are some things that are black and white, but, like, most people, most of life exists in the gray area. And she's saying Ed has a problem existing in the gray area, which is fine. Again, a conversation that you could have had at counseling had that been introduced before the cheating. But I just don't think it's fair in that moment for her to turn it around on him and be like, you don't get to tell me I have to choose in or out. Like, I think that he does. I think that it's completely fair for him to say, like, if you're already out, I don't want to go to counseling. I want to know going into this, I want to know going into making an effort to save this marriage, that you actually want to save it. Like, I really don't think that that is a crazy ask on Ed's part. I don't think that it's unfair of him to say, are you in or out in this situation? Like, you just cheated on him. You just told him about that. One, he's going to be in an emotionally elevated place anyway, so he's very upset, which he has a right to be. You have to take that upset and, like, work through it. And if you don't want to save the marriage, then I think you owe it to him to tell him that too. You know? And I'm confused as to why she got so upset. Because she says, I don't know if I want to save this marriage. Which, sure, that's valid. But it's also completely valid for him to say, that's not good enough. You know? I don't know. Does that make sense? Like, I think I've explained how I feel. But that was very frustrating. Like I said, I just don't think that Karen gets to blow up their marriage and then get upset when she's asked if she even wants to be in the marriage anymore. You know? Yeah, so that was just frustrating because I feel like she was deflecting and turning it around and being like, this is your issue and this is an issue that we've had before, which again is fine if you want to go to counseling and address the issue. I don't think you get to just go outside the marriage because you're annoyed about this thing. Never tell your partner that you're annoyed about that thing and then get mad at them when they react to the fact that you went outside the marriage, you know? Anyway, that's my opinion. I am frustrated with Karen in these past couple episodes because I just think that she's making really dumb choices and she's not, I don't know. In a way, she took accountability, right? Because she, like I said, she did say, like, I made this choice. I wasn't drunk. I wasn't whatever. Like, it was a choice I made. Sure. Then the choice you also need to make is, do you want to be in this or not? Because I think, again, it's perfectly fair for Ed to ask that. Sorry, rambling. But, I also wanted to talk about Molly and the doctor stuff and the Wayne stuff and their whole fight, which, you know, I think it was very much like they were hurting and they were saying hurtful things to each other to try to hurt each other in a fight, which is a level of escalation you don't ever want to get to in a fight when you're just saying things to hurt the other person. I also think, though, that maybe it was things, even though I don't think that either of them fully believe those things they said, I think maybe they needed to hear those things from each other to get to the place where they were at the last scene we saw of them in this episode, where Molly did realize that what she was doing was just out of fear and was out of desperation, and that it was very dangerous because Wayne is telling her, like, there's no corroborating evidence, there's no scientific studies, like, there's nothing that tells us, like, the things that you need to tell you that a medical trial is actually happening so that you can willingly go into it knowing the risks. Like, the doctor apparently didn't provide any, like, substantiating evidence that what he was doing was correct, and Molly was just reading into it what she wanted to read into it. Like, I think if there had been scientific evidence, if there had been substantiating things, then Wayne would have been okay with it. But because it was just her making a really desperate choice, he wasn't okay with her willingly putting herself in danger for no guaranteed outcome, you know? So I I don't know, I really liked that. I like the two of them. I liked their fight, even though it stressed me out because I love them. I loved their makeup scene. I love that she is going to face what's happening to her head on. I don't think that's easy. I can't imagine, honestly, like how terrifying that would be. But I'm proud of her for making the choice to stay with Wayne and let him love her and let herself love him. Speaking of couples, I also wanted to talk about Ellen and Pam. I understand why Pam did what she did. She feels that she is holding Ellen back from this really beautiful life and this really life-changing, world-changing sort of destiny. Like, if Ellen could get to Congress and become the first female president of the United States, she would have the chance to change things for the better for everyone, including people like her and like Pam and like Larry. So I understand why Pam would feel that she wasn't comparable to, like, if your life is like the White House or like falling in love with this person, you can understand how Pam might be like, I don't think that I'm worth giving all of that up for. I just wish that she had been honest in her letter. Again, I understand why, because I think that she thinks Ellen would choose her anyway, and then she would end up regretting it. I don't necessarily think that Ellen would regret it, but I think that that's what Pam's thinking, and she's thinking, if I let her choose me, I'm holding her back from this beautiful destiny that she could have. And it just, it breaks my heart, honestly. Like, it makes me really fucking sad, because I think that Ellen deserves the truth. And I think that if you love someone, I understand why you would selflessly sacrifice what you want, which is them, to give them the life that you think is better for them. But I also think that if you love someone, you have to be honest with them and let them choose their life, knowing that they had all of the options. Because wouldn't it suck that you find this person who's like the fucking love of your life, and the only reason that you don't get to be with them is because they chose for you that they wouldn't be fulfilling enough for you. You know what I mean? Like, let's say Ellen does all these great things, and then she looks back at her life and she never got to experience love like she did with Pam again. And she was always a little bit sad and a little bit lonely. Like, I don't know. I just think it's not fair to Ellen, and it's not fair to Pam either, because she's not letting herself have this person that she loves either. And she's lying to her about why. Yeah. It just breaks my heart for them. It's not fair to decide someone else's life for them, even if you think you're doing it for their benefit, you know? I think that we all deserve to choose the life that we want with all the information available to us, you know? Is there anything else I want to talk about? I think I already briefly mentioned it, but I'm very worried about Danielle and how Apollo Soyuz is going to go after this incident. Also very worried about Ed, how Pathfinder, like, what's going to happen there. Also very worried about Tracy and Gordo, because they're at the base that is currently being taken over. presumably the Americans will be held captive, prisoners, hostages. Like, I don't really know what the word is, but yeah. I don't know. We'll have to see. Oh, I did want to look up something real quick. Okay, so obviously they did change it a little bit, but okay, so Sally Ride was an astronaut, and I think they said that she was the first, I think Google said she was the first American woman in space. In 1983, she became the first American woman and the third woman to fly in space. She was the youngest American astronaut to have flown in space, having done so at the age 32. Girl, we're the same age. Anyway. Yeah, I knew I recognized the name Sally Ride, and I was gonna wait until the end to talk about it because I saw on her name tag in the one scene where it was her and Ed and Navy guy Gary, is that his name? I saw that it said S Ride, and I was like, oh, I think Sally Ride was like a person that had to do with space, maybe. But I didn't I didn't want to sound like an idiot because I really was not sure. I was like, I recognize the name Sally Ride, and if S Ride, like if that's who she's supposed to be, like that'll be cool, and I'll just mention later that I've heard of Sally Ride before. Yeah, but then he said Sally, or Sally Ride, or whatever he said. And then I was like, it is her. So I didn't get a chance to mention it, but yeah. Sometimes because I have such little practical knowledge of like space and like the astronaut program and NASA and anything like that, even though we literally went to like Cape Canaveral or something when I was a kid, because I'm from Florida, and so we traveled for like a field trip and we went down and looked at all this like space stuff. My brain has like purged itself of anything that I learned except for like Buzz Aldrin and One Small Step for Man, One Giant Leap for Mankind, and the fact that it was like July 20th, and I only remember that because it's Calvin's birthday. But yeah, I have such limited practical knowledge of space that I really do have a fear of sounding really stupid. So I just am like, I'll just wait and mention it later, and like maybe if it's relevant, someone will tell me. So yeah, but it's cool that they included her. Obviously, in For All Mankind universe, Sally Ride is not the first woman to fly in space. She was like, I don't know, Danielle was there first, so then like there was a lot of other women that were in space before, but Molly, Ellen. Anyway, my point is, it's cool that they were able to work her into the story in the timeline that she would have been going to space, and to just have like a tip of the hat to like a real person that really was a part of the space program and really did like a pretty badass thing. So I'm glad that they included her. I like her character. I understand that for her character, and again, I don't really know about the real woman, but for her character, it's really interesting to see her kind of fight against the militarization of the space program, because like Ed was, because he gave that guy the hat, right? I think that guy was actually Army, even though I said Navy before. Now that I'm remembering from the previous episodes, I think that the guy is Army. Ed was Navy, so it was Gordo. And so he gave him the Navy hat, which he wears, even though he was Army, I believe. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. But I think that it's interesting to have her perspective as what I assume, because she seems very anti the militarization of the space program and NASA and the moon, which everyone should be, to be honest. But it's really interesting to have sort of that dichotomy because of Ed and that guy, were both in the military. So it's kind of like slipping back into like an old suit that they used to wear, I assume, for them. Whereas for her, she's like, I didn't sign up to be in the military. So she feels very differently about it all. Which is just like an interesting sort of dynamic to explore. Anyway, I have rambled far too much when I was supposed to be done rambling already. Thank you guys, as always, so much for watching. If you want, you can watch the next episode right now, which is the finale of season 2. That'll be live over on Patreon if you're watching this on YouTube. While you're over there, you can also watch my entire full-length reaction to this episode and all episodes thus far of For All Mankind. That will be linked in the description down below, like I said. Yeah, I am excited / nervous to get into the next episode. I definitely want to, because like I need to see what the fuck happens next. But yeah, on to the finale, guys. Until then, bye. Hope you have a good day, week, month, year, hour. I just hope you're having a good time, guys. I hope that this has been fun for you. Anyway, see you next time.